United States. Gentrification in Washington, D.C.
Gentrification in Washington, D.C.
A no-go-go area.
A non-go-go area.
The capital's declining black population fights to preserve its musical heritage.
Washington, D.C.'s
Go-go area. The capital's declining black population fights to preserve its musical heritage.
The capital's declining black populations fight to preserve its musical heritage.
People often slow down to bop.
People often slow down to bop.
Past Donald Campbell's mobile phone shop in Shaw, a neighborhood in Washington, D.C.
As they pass the Donald Campbell's mobile shop in Shaw, the neighborhood in Washington, D.C.
Until 7 p.m. every day.
Until 7 p.m. every day.
Speakers outside blast go-go.
Speak outside blast to go-go.
A drum-based fusion of funk, R&B, and soul.
The fusion, a drum-based fusion of R&B, funk, R&B, soul.
That is indigenous to the city.
That is indigenous to the city.
In an area that was once dotted with go-go clubs.
In the area that is once dotted with go-go clubs.
Several of them owned by Mr. Campbell.
Several of them owned by Mr. Campbell.
This is one of the last public places the music is played regularly.
This is one of the last public places the music is played regularly.
It is also the scene of a row that has...
It is also the scene of row
forced a reckoning
that has forced a reckoning
on how gentrification is eroding the culture of a once black majority city.
How gentrification is eroding the culture of the once black majority city.
Last spring, residents of a glossy new apartment block, mostly inhabited by young white newcomers to the area.
The last spring, residents of glossy new apartment block, mostly inhabited young white newcomers,
complained about the racket. T-Mobile, which owns the shop,
owned the shop,
asked Mr. Campbell to turn it off. Which he did. That unleashed a torrent of anger from African Americans across Washington.
Anger from African American across Washington.
There were large street protests and
there was a large street protester and
which go-go Americans across Washington. That unleashed a torrent of anger from African Americans across Washington. There were large street protests at which go-go bands played
go-go band played
Don't Mute DC social media campaign.
Don't Mute DC, a social media campaign.
And an online petition. After a few days of this,
After days of this,
John Leisure, T-Mobile's boss,
John Rager, the T-Mobile's boss,
tweeted that the music should not stop.
tweeted that the music should not stop
In D.C.,
in DC.
Mr. Campbell turned it back on.
Mr. Campbell turned it back on.